I'll place a piece of tape at the top of my animal portrait, making sure that there's some tape hanging off. I'll take my scratch paper, line up the top edges, and then I'll wrap that piece of tape onto the back of my scratch paper. This way the picture won't move around. Next, I'm going to use a blue ballpoint pen and trace on top of all of my pencil lines. This will transfer my drawing to the scratch paper. I can lift it up to make sure it's working. It's looking good. I'll remove my front picture. I can take the tape off. Don't forget to write your name and code on the back. And here's my image. The next step is to use a wooden tool with a point and scratch away all of the spaces where I have those crayon marks. I love how this bright color shows through. I'm not worrying about scratching away shapes yet, just those lines that show the animal's face. Now comes the fun part. We're gonna look at our photograph of the animal that we chose. I had chosen this Chihuahua, and we're gonna start scratching away parts of our picture. Now, it's a little bit different than the way we usually draw. We usually start on white paper and add darkness to our picture. But here, we've got a black paper, so we're gonna scratch away the light areas. So what I'm gonna do is look at my picture and find the light areas. I notice right here on the chin and the neck, that looks like a very light area. So I'm gonna place my artwork next to my photograph and try to find those areas that I can scratch away in order to add some lightness. I'm also trying to find the direction that the hair is growing in so I can copy that in my picture. I'm not just scribbling. I'm making sure my lines that I'm using to scratch go in that same direction, okay? So if this is the lightest area, I really want to scratch away most of that black ink. In areas that are a little bit darker, but still like a medium gray, I'm just going to scratch a little bit. I notice that underneath that chin area, it's dark, so I'm going to leave that dark. Here, I notice there's some light spaces around the nose. The nose will stay black. I like those highlights in the eyes. So my Chihuahua is pretty light, pretty dark rather. So a lot of his fur will remain dark. But as I'm scratching away, it's starting to look both three-dimensional and more realistic. Even though his fur is pretty dark, there are some highlights. So I'm going to do a couple of lines here and there on the chest, really thinking about the direction of those lines that I'm making. I can make some right here in the forehead. Not too many. If I happen to make a mistake, I could use a tool like a crayon or a black marker to color over the area that I made a mistake on. So if you accidentally color an area that you didn't want to scratch away rather, you can color over it with black crayon or with a black marker.
All right, now that I'm finished adding details to my animal scratch art picture, I need to frame it. So what I'm going to do is choose a framing paper, And first, I need to turn that framing paper over. I need to write my name, my number, your own personal number. Remember, your number is located on your desk, or on your table rather, and you need to write your code. Then I'll turn my paper over. There will be a glue bottle at your table. So I'll take my animal picture, turn that over. I'm going to hold the glue bottle upside down, and I'm going to touch the tip to my corner. I'm not holding it way up here. That would make a big mess. Touch the tip to the corner and squeeze a little dot of glue. You do not need a big dot. That is plenty. I'm going to do that for all 4 corners. I like to leave a little bit of room between the dot of glue and the edge of the paper. That way, when I turn my paper over, if the glue kind of flattens out and spreads out, it won't come out onto the frame. Turn that paper over, try to find the center of that frame, and press it down. Press it lightly. Again, I don't want glue to squeeze out the sides. Now I'm going to carry this to the drying rack, and I'm all set. All right, team, I can't wait to see your artwork. Have fun.